Welcome back, guys. We're on part 2 of our Dundela FC project, which we gave the club 50,000 stadium capacity and 50,000 seated. This is 5 years in advance. Last time where we left off was they finished third in the Northern Premier Intermediate League. Since then, it looks like 17-18 they were able to get promoted. 18-19 they were first in Championship League, and then they got in a Premiership. They're still a professional club. Reputation is still poor. Finances are secured. So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go look at their schedules through the years for the senior squad. So this is where we left off the first season, where they finished third. Here they were still in the intermediate league, third tier. So if you look at their home games, they were still all 47,000 attendance, and going down the list. Everywhere it's about 47. The low ones are away from home. That was the second year. The third league. The third year they were able to get they were in a championship where they had a very good run. If you look at this, the game is still doing it 47 times 47,000. And if you look at their league, they didn't lose many games at all, even in the cups. I think total of 3 games were lost in this league. For the 18-19, the attendance is still everywhere at 47. Looks like they won the Intermediate Cup this time around. Irish, and they lost in the Irish Cup quarterfinal and stuff like that. Then we're gonna go to the 19-20. So this is now their first year in the Premier League. They had a decent run. A lot of red, a lot of losses, ties, but they were able to stay up there, which is awesome. They lost in the Irish Cup semi-final. That's where they got knocked out this time, but 47,000 looks like it's about. Oh, there's some of them where they went to 48,000 attendance. Let's do it by attendance and see what the highest is. 47, 48, and then we're gonna go to 21-22 season. Looks like there's a lot more green going on here. They won the Community Shield as well. League Cup second round. I'm going to go all the way down. Looks 47, 48,000 attendance. The only thing that has not played out yet is the Irish Cup final. They beat 1.20, which I'm assuming they're going to win anyways. So from there, we're going to go look at go into the competitions. We're going to go to stages. You can see that this was the year 18-19 where we won, where we were first in that championship, and we went up. And if we look at intermediate, go to stages. Let's go where we started. So this one we finished third, and Premier Intermediate 17-18 we were able to get promoted in first place with only 3 losses, which is awesome. If you go into championship, and like I said, our first time in a championship, we went straight up with only 3 losses again. 10 draws, that's a lot of draws though. And then if we go to the Premiership, and look like the first time around we were 9th. This is 19-20 season. It's not bad. They had 11 wins, 10 draws again, and 17 losses. So that was kept us up. And then 20-21, we were again 9th. Sorry, not again. This time 9th, 10 wins, 7 draws, a lot of more losses. Looks like Carrick was relegated this time around. And then current season. we were 4th. This is the best season we had so far. 19 wins, 8 draws, 11 losses. The best season they had was the current season, which is 21-22. And then we're gonna go back. We're gonna look at a couple of things. We're gonna look at their transfer history. And if we go back, this is the first year we did. We had 3 on free and 1 loan. A lot of people that were released. It's the second season. They got a lot of players here that were all on free. They didn't pay a dime for them. One guy retired, and David Murphy was set on free. 18-19, they only spent 11.75, but that's a lot of players they're taking in. Looks like we paid just over 5K for Harkin, who's not there anymore, and we paid 6.5K, who is still with us. The wage is 21.5. That's not bad. And then we Mike Holiday retired. The rest of the players were released on free. The next year, they only spent 40,000, and they have millions to spend. This is not how it usually plays out. They usually spend a bunch of money in this game on, terrible decision transfers, that I would call them. Looks like they spent 40,000. One was on Shane, who's still with us, and Ian, who's now at Mills, and then Kyle. I'm assuming Kyle retired since we can't see anything. Darren McKnight, he was released again, and then finally they have a lot of free transfers and 2 loans that went out. I was worried because we kept intaking, and nothing going out. 2021, we spent 37,000. Paul George, who's still with us. Johnny, who's still with us as well, and Boner is our backup. We spend the most on him, and he's now our backup. Well, they're all backups. Paul George, we don't know, but that's terrible. And we were able to sell Aaron. It's the only money going out. And the current season, we spent 34,500 and 135 going out. That's awesome. So they're making money now, but it's only for 1 player. Let's see the players that they got. This one they got from Carrick, who's still with us. James, that's awesome. First touch right there. He's still with us. Hot prospect. This will be a good decision. And Jamie, who's still with us. This is awesome. So this is a current season transfer history. Before I show you the editor, I want to also show you the landmarks, which is awesome. As we saw last video, we turned professional 4/3/2017. Couple of captains, and 824 youth and training facilities upgraded. Then we won the intermediate league, promoted. New president left again. Our president left, and a new president was appointed. We won the intermediate cup. We were also promoted from the championship just a little bit later. New vice presidents. We also won the Community Shield, as I showed you. Northern Irish League Cup winners. And then again, at about 4 years later, the youth and training facilities were upgraded again, which is awesome. Current players, if you look at the senior team, I actually arranged them by salaries. Value is not big. The most expensive was Liam and Paul. They're at 325, and it goes down to Jay. By seeing how much money they spent on transfer, the value has gone up and up and up, which is awesome. They didn't spend this much money. I don't think they spent 325K altogether through the years. But the salaries is where it's kicking them a little bit. They have players on 475,000, 388 a year and down the list. You guys can see that kind of stuff. Looks like Kyle is leaving, which Could have been our hot prospect. That's not bad either. But the salaries are higher and higher. I'm assuming that's what's hitting their budget a little bit. We went through this general. Now we're worth 58 million. Our average ticket went up. But the only thing that changed in 5 years, or we can say 6 with the first video, is that our season ticket holders went from the first, we started 27, 1 year ahead went to 30, and now it went to 31. So really 4 change. Media prediction 4th this year, which we are. Any other changes? Legends, no. Transfer policies, no. Reputations, we looked at it, still poor. We are professional. Let's look at the facility, see if anything. We did see some changes in the facility, but base corps adequate training, so that went up. That went up. Still no youth recruitment. This is weird to me. Stadium conditions went from poor to good. That's great. Let's see anything else I can show you guys. Besides, so really giving them, I said this in a comment somewhere, it's like, you guys do this video, why don't you give the clubs 50K stay, or full stadiums and big build stadium for these non-league teams or lower tier teams, and see how they progress. So instead of giving them $1 billion and the stadium, I gave them just the stadium, and looks like it took them, where we were here, 15, took them about 5 or 6 years to get up there to the first year, and they're doing great. They're 4th right now. So if you look at the competition, right now you can see we're 4th, 65 points. That's a lot. We're playing the final, knocked out in semi-final by United, runner-up for Northern Irish League. I'm just gonna quickly look at the rules. So if we win the Northern Irish Cup, we qualify for Euro, which I'm sure they will. Wouldn't be hard for them. Next videos, you guys let me know what else you want to see. Anything different, by giving them a 50K stadium. We were able to, in 6 years, counting, we were able to get them to their first Premier League, up to the Premier League in Northern Ireland. They have a lot of money. I'm just going forward to see if they're gonna win that cup game and qualify for Euro. If they do, that's back. It only took us 6 years to get there. Saturday. So we lost the first Irish Cup final. So we lost the first game 2-1 at home. Doesn't look good. 13. Let's go 14. 15. There it is. Let's see if we got into Europe, guys. Dundela. Schedule, senior squad. So that was the Irish Cup. Okay, so we tied 1-1 for European placement. So I thought this one said if we do, yeah, we qualify for the Euro Cup, but we have to play the Northern Irish side's the placement. So we're gonna go to the 17th, finishing first game 1-1. And we'll see how the second game went on. There we go. Which where'd they go? It just disappeared on me. I don't know what just happened there. We had it there. It just disappeared on me. Nonetheless, let's look in their, let's go back to Dundela and look at their financing. This is the big exchange we had that I really want to show you guys. So everything stayed the same. I don't know why gold's just above 50,000. I'm not sure why that is. You can see their training facilities and youth facilities went up. If you look at finances, I was amazed, guys. 28 million in a bank. Transfer budget is just under 10 million, and their payroll budget is just above 8 million, which they're not using. I mean, they have a lot of money in the bank, but they're not using it, which is a surprise to me. I don't know why they wouldn't be using it. Oh, it looks like we did lose the playoff for the. Let's look at this because it didn't. Semifinals. We beat Glenavon on the penalties, and then in the final we lost to Crusaders on penalties. So no Europe this year either, guys. But that's the project. I want to see if we gave a third-tier non-league team a 50,000 seated stadium. If we gave them, 50,000 seated. So every game we would have close to 50,000 at the game. Financially, it helped them great. They're able to have a big bank balance and transfer budget and payroll. But what I'm surprised by, I guess if I change to Sugar Daddy, then they'll be buying a lot more players. But as we go to Transfer Center, transfer history, they're not spending that much money, like 34, 37, 40, 11. With all the money in the bank, I mean, they are upgrading the stadiums and everything else, but they're not spending it a lot. So let me know if you guys want to see anything else. Let me know if you guys want to see same video with different clubs or anything like that. But this is it. Our project was successful. The only thing that we didn't see them in the 6 years to go to Europe. Anyways, guys, have a good day. Let me know if you want to see anything else.